Okay, drawing a face. Draw your oval first. In your sketchbook. Down there. Okay, lightly draw your halfway mark across your face. And again, halfway vertically down the middle. This is for a front view of a face. All right, now lightly sketch where there would be an eye if it were a cyclops right in the center. Try to keep in mind that you would want 5 eyes that size to fit in the row for the eyes to be the correct proportions for your face. So I have now 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. I would be able to fit 5. See, my eye's a little bit big or a little bit small on that side, so I'm going to have the face turned a little bit. Okay. All right, so now I'm only going to use my 2 eyes. I have 1 here and I have 1 here. I won't be using, of course, the cyclop eye or the eyes on the end. So let me darken those up a little bit. They're kind of football shapes. Half of it's going above the line and half of it's going below. Okay. Now we need an iris. The iris on the inside of the eye is the colored part. It is going to not have the entire circle showing. Part of it's going to go underneath the top of the eyelid or underneath the bottom part of the eyelid, or both. Make your iris partially go underneath one of your eyelids or both. Do not make your iris completely show the entire circle, or it will look like they're going to get hit by a bus. Okay, this is the colored part of the eye. Notice there's the whites of the eye are about as much as there are iris. Okay, don't forget your eyelid. That's the line that goes above the eye so your person can blink. Okay, next we need a pupil. The pupil goes inside the iris and is about as half as big in your drawing as the iris is. The pupil is half as big as your iris. So those iris and those pupils don't look like they're on crack and super small. They're about as half as big as the iris to look normal. Some artists even make them a little bit bigger because it makes your person look more romantic. Okay, and you can shade in your iris if you'd like. Shade it in. Shade it in. Okay. All right, now eyelashes. Eyelashes need to be curved toward the outside of the eye, not like sticks, and not from the eyelid, but toward the outside of the eye. Okay, bottom eyelashes toward the outside. You don't need a lot of those. Don't overdo bottom eyelashes. We don't even really need them, but if you want them, you can do them. Okay, now our nose on our face has to be halfway between our eye line and our chin line. So halfway between here and here, make a light line. That's where our nose is going to go. Halfway between the nose and the chin is where our mouth is going to go, or approximately. So you can make a light line there as well. Now the way that it's easiest to learn to make a nose is you draw a line lightly down from the inside edge of your eyes, so you don't make it too wide. Okay. Now, in that space, make a sideways fishhook, not a pig nose. Don't make it a circle, make it a sideways skinny fishhook. Then make a smiley face down and a sideways fishhook again. Now use parentheses for the outside of the fishhooks. Now lightly draw a circle where you have the smiley face. From the top of the circle, draw 2 lines up. That's the bridge of your nose, and above your eyelids. Okay, now this is where your eyebrow is going to go, from the beginning of your eyelid to the end of your eye. From the beginning of your eye to the end of your eye. Now eyebrows can be either a long part and then a short part, or it can be a short part with a long part on the end. You can do either one. Just make it like short little lines so that it looks like hairs, and make whatever shape you want, the long and the short, or the short and the long, whichever one you want. Look in the mirror and see what yours do. Okay. All right, now let's erase some of our extra lines here. Kind of see what we got going. Our extra eyes. Okay, now we're on the mouth. Right underneath the nose, you got a philtrum. That's these 2 little short lines that go below the nose but before the lip. So draw those in next. Now draw 2 little hills. 1, 2, like you're going to do the top of a heart. And look at the pupils of your eyes and draw a really light line straight down from the pupils of your eyes. That's how far out your mouth should go. Make your 2 little hills into like a small, super small smiley line that goes to that mark. Now follow it backward and make 2 the same shape lines for your lip, top lip. Now make your bottom lip. You can make it smaller if you want. You can make it squared off if you want. Whichever kind of lip you want. You can make a big bottom lip, whatever you want. I'm going to make a little bit smaller, like doll lip here. Okay, now let's get some of our measurement lines out. All right. Okay, then you can make a shaded area underneath the lip for the chin to have that indentation where the then chin is going to protrude will be light, and then this will be dark when you go to shade. All right, now we need hair and ears. So let's put our ears in first. We go straight out from the side of the eyes here, and then go from where the nose is straight out. That's where our ears are going to end. So make your measurements there. We want our ear to fit in this space and this space. So we're going to make our ear start here and end here. And it's going to be the shape of a really skinny question mark. So it's going to go out and then in and then up again. out and then in and then up again. So we don't want them to stick out too much or they'll be like Dumbo ears. Okay. All right. Now we want to make a top wrinkle in the ear, so we're going to start it out a little below that and curve it back into the ear and erase where it touches the face. Okay. Might as well get this one ready too. Okay. All right. Then we have a little bit of an indentation for our little cartilage that covers our ear so we don't get dirt in our ear. Okay. Now wherever your forehead is, pull your hair back and look at where your hair starts. Make your forehead line where your hair starts and then make your hair go a little bit in front of your ears, just so we get an idea of where your hair grows from. Where your hair grows from. So all this area is going to be hair. You have to decide right now what kind of hairdo that you want this person to have. If it's a guy or if it's a girl, if it's a short hairdo or a long hairdo or whatever. Before you do the hairdo though, let's make the neck. So people tend to make the necks too thin or too thick. You want to go halfway between where your ear is and your chin is to start the neck. So you want to start it right about here and right about here and make about 2 inches of neck. And then we want to slant it out for your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Okay. Now when you make the hair, if you want the hair to go in front of the shoulder or behind the shoulder, you can. And you haven't forgotten about where that neck is. All right, so now you have your idea of what kind of hair you want your person to have. If you want them to have bangs or a part, like if I wanted a person with a side part, then I could put it in now and get rid of our center line because we're done with that now. Okay, so if I want this person to have a side part, then I could make their bangs start from there and make the hair do whatever direction the hair grows. Okay, let's say her hair comes down now and it goes down the sides and it goes behind her ear. And then we'll do shading stuff later. Okay, we have hair, it goes behind her ear. And it's going to go behind her shoulder this time. So we have her shoulder, and this time her hair goes in front of her shoulder over here and behind her shoulder over here. Okay, so you got your basic face. There you go. Okay, here's what an eye would look like if the iris was incorrect. We would have a really small iris and a really small pupil and stick eyelashes. Okay, that's a no. Here's what would happen if your fish hook is too big. You make it too round. Then you have a pig nose instead of a side fish hook, a skinnier hole opening for the nose. That would be a no. Okay. Okay, here's what happens when people don't measure how far out the mouth should go and they make a straight line for where the lip ends, and then they make a lip that curves for the mouth. So the mouth ends up too small. Or they make a mouth that is just a flat line, or it's too big. Okay. Now, if your ears aren't real skinny of question marks and you make them too big of a question mark, then you get the Dumbo ear look. And that might be what you want. That's fine. And if a person makes their neck too skinny, then their head can't get enough support to hold it up.